Hi, Jennifer and Daisy. Welcome to Heroes of New York.
Hi, how are you? Thank you for having us.
It's great.
We're so glad to
Thank
be
you.
here. Thank you for,
Absolutely, it's an honor.
oh, the honor
Da-
is ours.
and Daisy is the youngest yet hero on the show, so this is a special privilege.
Oh, wow. Daisy, that's wonderful.
Yeah, my son, he's 9. He's really excited and pretty curious to see this episode and learn more about Daisy. So, when I first heard about her from Keith Power's office, I was also pretty curious to know what is 11-year-old doing. So, Daisy, why don't you tell us a little bit more how 2020 has been for you?
It's been eventful. Um, I don't know, like,
You talk about since March how things have changed through the year, right?
yeah.
Yeah, how do you find your, how do you think your world or your life has changed since the lockdown?
Um, well, lockdown, just changed my, kind of, my perspective of the world, and like, it made me realize, like, how small I can get within such a short period of time, and how,
Now, Daisy, you have to speak loudly.
Hi, Jennifer and Daisy. Welcome to Heroes of New York.
Hi, Anu. Thank you so much for having us.
Yeah, it's a true pleasure and an honor to have an 11-year-old as a hero on our show.
Goodness, she's so happy to be here.
Yeah, I was pretty excited when I heard about Daisy from Keith Power, the city council member's office. And my 9-year-old is also quite excited to watch this episode. So, how
That's
has
fun.
2020 been?
He
How
can
has 2020
volunteer
been?
too. He can volunteer. Yeah. Okay, go on.
Yeah, I guess so. I think that's the inspiration behind the story here because, we kind of ask ourselves as grown-ups, how can we be a hero? And then we see children like Daisy and we're like, doesn't take a lot. Yeah, I think we can all help in small ways. But that's what we want to hear more. How has 2020 been so far for you?
well, it's been eventful to see, like, how quickly our lives changed. From, like, one day going to school, no masks, to the next day, everything was shut down. Like, things were sold out in the stores. Um, and for my school personally, the remote learning wasn't. I felt that we weren't getting as much as I saw my other friends were getting, in different schools. But I was fortunate enough, I don't know, to, like, be able to have tutors help me, and, like, that really helped me get through remote learning. But not everybody's able to do that, and, like, the remote learning has been a struggle for everybody, and it's really just, like, widened the digital divide gap, um, and I've become more aware of it, and, along with my family and friends too, as we've seen how, the pandemic is affecting these kids' learning.
For a person so young to even recognize, acknowledge that there's a digital divide is a huge thing. And you've appropriately called your foundation Including You. And when I saw that name, I was thinking, this is a year that we have been more divided than ever, socially, politically, on the basis of our beliefs. And it's been very generous to think of a name called Including You. What inspired you on and starting that foundation?
Um, I think, well, initially, it was for our main focus was, helping kids who had disabilities, like, feel more included, because I would witness throughout all the different schools I've been through that, these kids that were facing, um, like, these kids that didn't have friends or were being bullied because they had a disability, they weren't being treated right. And sometimes I wouldn't realize it, and I'd see like my classmates, even my friends, doing this, and it wasn't right, and I'd seeing how it was affecting them, and it wasn't right, and then they wouldn't have friends, and they couldn't really have anybody they could just go to, like how other people might be able to have a conversation or just go to have somebody to rely on in class. They they weren't having this because these all my like classmates, or not all my classmates, but were excluding them. So it was like with all those experiences, I would realize how wrong it was, and that inspired me to like have something to include everybody, no matter what their situation or disability is.
Pretty inspiring. So, what do you do through Including You?
For Including You, we do a peer mentorship program for kids like 11 to 18 to volunteer, to like meet on Zoom with their mentee, and they could be teaching like a craft or like helping with their reading comprehension, or like doing a cooking class. So there's like a wide range of that, but there's also smaller parts like us donating computers to kids who have experienced struggles through the remote learning, and this, as I said earlier, has really just widened the digital divide, and Including You is about inclusion, and that includes digital inclusion.
Mhm.
So we make sure that everybody's able to get their education, and they're able to have like reliable friendships, and yeah.
I love the part that you spoke on reliable friendships. You know, a lot of people feel isolated when we moved into a lockdown. A lot of people don't have friendships. And this is a big matter of concern because people don't know how to build those relationships anymore. It's a skill. So, I mean, I'm truly touched to hear that you're working on very, very important aspects of our social life. Daisy, how do you manage your school life, your personal life, and the work that you do at Including You?
Well, it's for me. I like enjoy having like being busy. Um, so it's pretty easy for me to balance it out. I also designate certain days throughout the week when I work on Including You the most. But I work on it every day. But there's like, for example, I work on Tuesdays and Thursdays. I work on like writing a blog post, or finishing, I don't know, finishing one of our new website editions, stuff like that. I'd put my most time into those days. So then I build my schedule for like when am I going to study for tests, when am I able to like call my friends, but like also I take time on the weekends to do this because it's something I enjoy doing, so it's not really something that's hard to balance out.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And Jennifer, how do you feel about Daisy's journey?
Well, I'm so proud of her, and I always am. And I just think this is really just an extension of who she is and always has been, since a little girl, like always observing around her how others are feeling and wanting to make sure that, yes, everybody is included, and, everybody feels good. And she is always, has always been concerned about that, and has always also been since little, an advocate, starting for school through educational reform and things like that. She'd do marches, and she does marches for disability rights and all this. So this was all a culmination of a lot of things that Daisy had been thinking about through the years. And so I just, I knew something like this would someday happen for her because she's such a caring person.
Right. And Daisy, who's your inspiration?
Probably my mom. Yeah,
I'm
she
not surprised.
Oh, Daisy.
she's like she makes sure that she has a job that she works so long for. And then she also has the Girl Scout troop because she's the leader of my troop. And then through all that, she's managing things for me and making sure that I like can have a friend over this weekend or like so much other stuff. And she's just able to keep doing this, and she's so motivated to do this. So she motivates me to be able to do it.
Thanks for sharing that, Daisy. My son's a Boy Scout. He loves
Oh,
it. I think it's
wow.
the best thing you can give your kid, yeah? A scout
I
life.
think so. Yes, I think so too. Daisy was talking about trying to get the Boy Scouts involved and including you. You had mentioned that to me.
That would be great. In fact, I can connect you with our school, scout troop leaders. And if
That
you
would
are
be
interested, we can definitely take it forward.
that would be amazing. Definitely need more boys to volunteer because there's a lot of
Yeah.
boys who are with autism spectrum disorder and the like, whose parents have reached out that they need a friend and they prefer a boy, and we have a shortage of boy volunteers. So that would be great.
Right, right. Yes. And how many families or children have you reached out to through including you?
So I guess if you're talking about computers, probably like 75 computers thus far, but we have a long waiting list, and we just got in a bunch of new ones today through a partnership we have. Somebody, Tom's Hardware, reached out to Daisy, and we've had a few organizations reach out to Daisy, and so we're going to get those out. And then I would say, about 25, 30 in, as far as the mentee. And we have a
Hmm.
waiting list of volunteers for both older ones that we're trying to get served, and some mentees that still need help. So
How can someone sign up to be a volunteer?
On our website, there's a join us page, and it has the applicant form where they say if they want to be a mentee or a mentor, but like makes them want to be like
Hmm.
basic information like birthday, email, so we're able to contact them, and they just tell us a little bit about themselves and how they want to help in including you, and they submit that, and then from there we just contact with each other to work out our schedules, see what Zoom meetings or training sessions, if they're a mentor, they can join, and to get them all caught up to things.
Hmm. And what is your hope for including you, the future of including you?
Um, I just hope to be able to have I hope to have more mentees and mentors, um, and to like be able to recognize even more than I already do now, um, all these friendships that have been created through including you, um,
Hmm.
while also continuing to close the digital divide.
Absolutely. Aside from both of you, do you have a team that helps you support and run, including you, the website and the program?
well, Daisy's robotics instructor works with her on the website. So they put it together this summer. They have several sessions, and so she does help with that. And she's going to help us look at the used computers that we get and make sure that they work well. And then in Mississippi, we have a partnership with Family Biz Builder, which has they have some older mentors who trained the girls to work with the kids in Mississippi and to provide cultural literacy and the like. And so we get that support in that way. But then we have other mentor-mentee pairings here that we take care of on our own. And then, of course, the computer stuff we take care of on our own.
Mm-hmm. What are some of the challenges that you faced with this program?
Well, I guess one of them is, as far as the digital inclusion, is the huge need. And, you know, we have gotten requests from one school for 50 computers and so many laptops, so many hotspots rather. And we have to explain, you know, it's a small organization. We're going to try to get those to you. And you want to give everybody right away because we have met many of these children. And so we can put faces to the number, the 60,000 kids without a computer. We understand their experiences. So you really want to help them right away. And that is a challenge, knowing that we can't do that on our own. So that is one of the biggest things. But it's also just so enriching, especially I think that the mentees are learning, the mentors are learning as well as the mentees, especially seeing these Mississippi kids getting together with these New York kids. And they're really learning from each other from two different worlds. And it's really beautiful to see. And then Daisy, you know, if she wants to talk about your friendship with Laura that you developed and how great that is.
Oh, so through the including Instagram, Laura's, who's a girl with Down syndrome, she just turned 17. No, yeah, did she?
She's 17.
Yeah, she's 17, and she is down. Did I say she is? Oh,
Okay.
She and her babysitter reached out through the including Instagram to ask if I could mentor her, and I was like, I was excited to start because we hadn't really begun pairing up the mentees and mentors yet because we were still doing training. So I was looking forward to getting this experience. And then we started like video chatting, and we talked about like she told me about boys and her fashion and how both of our moms don't let us wear certain like things like crop tops and all that. So it's been a really like nice friendship to build with her, and it's in these conversations have also allowed me to see how some of society that has created these like false and like very rude stereotypes of people who have disabilities are affecting the people themselves that have the disability. And now she's like texts me every day, how are you, good night, good morning. So it's just been really nice to like see like this friendship grow.
Wow, that's beautiful. I can see that not only have you touched other people's lives, they have also in turn impacted and influenced you. That's beautiful. Daisy, what's your message to our listeners? How can they make a difference in the lives of others?
I think it's if you find like the right motivation, and if you see a problem in your community, you should take action on it, because something that might just seem little can make a really like big impact for somebody's life.
Thank you. That's a beautiful message. And I hope our listeners act on it. Thank you once again, Jennifer and Daisy, for being on our show. It's been a true honor.
Thank you so much. We really appreciate it.